everyone, how's it going today? Hope everyone's out here enjoying this lovely, warm Friday afternoon weather. For myself, what a better way to enjoy this type of weather than doing a product installation on my Jeep Wrangler. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Dan. This is my 2019 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, and this is my YouTube channel where I install new products on the Jeep, showing you the complete installation, letting you know of any issues I ran into and how I solved them, and then letting you know my overall thoughts and opinions of those products once I've completed the install and tested them out. So what I'm going to be doing today is upgrading my spare tire mount. And this is to correct an issue that is happening because of this new wheel and tire combination that I'm running. This new wheel tire combination is a 20 by 10 with a negative 18 millimeter offset. And the offset is the issue. The previous wheels that I had were the 17-inch stock Rubicon wheels, and they had a stock offset. They did have a 37-inch tire on them. So to accommodate that wheel and tire combination, I actually had to run a rough country spare tire bracket. And basically what that does is it brings the wheel out and up. But unfortunately, with this new wheel and tire combination, the wheel sticks out further than the stock ones did. So what happens is you end up with a gap between the bump stop and the tire. This isn't necessarily a major issue because, as you can see, the wheel still mounts up. The issue more occurs over time, and that is because when you're driving around hitting bumps and dips in the road, all of the forces caused by the weight of the tire are going straight into the mount itself and not supported by the door and that bump stop. So to avoid future failure with the mount, what we're going to do is we're going to replace this system with a TeraFlex Alpha HD adjustable spare tire mount. These mounts go for about $420. I'll put a link below if you want to check it out for yourself. Luckily for myself, I was able to save some extra money because I found a used mount. With this used mount, everything looks pretty good. It's all already pre-assembled. The mount itself is good, though I had one issue with the tire actual bracket. It had a little bit of signs of rust. So what I had to do was clean it up and then repaint it. While I had the paint out, I actually went ahead and painted this little handle right here black. It was previously red. And if you have followed along my channel, you would know I have already gone ahead and replaced all the red on my Jeep with neon yellow. So it made no sense for me to keep that little handle. So I went ahead and painted it black. So what we'll be doing is using that used TeraFlex Alpha HD mounting bracket and combining it with the Rugged Ridge Spartacus HD hinge. I've read online that these two do work together, and I've heard they do perform fairly well. So doing this install, we'll be able to confirm that and show you guys just how well they do work. I think for myself, they are going to fix my issue together. They're probably, with the adjustable mount, I'll be able to bring this tire in so that it is nice and close on the mount and that the tire is secure and won't cause any damage over long term. Today, I will not be doing a full step-by-step installation, and that is because TeraFlex already has an amazing video online that shows you exactly all the steps to take to install this brand new. For myself, I'm just gonna run through a time lapse of getting this installed, and then I'm gonna highlight any issues I ran into while installing this that relate to the fact that this is used and has already been pre-configured for somebody else's tires. So it might be a little bit different than mine. The only way I'm gonna find out what I need to adjust is to get it installed, throw the tire up, and see what changes I need to make. So at this point, all we have to do is get to the installation, get started. What we're going to do to help getting that spare tire off is we're going to use our Accura system. We're gonna raise and lower the back, get the tire off, and then make it a lot easier to work on. So guys, you can see, unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties with the phone. It ran out of battery and we weren't able to capture the end of the installation the other day. I did go ahead and finish installing the part and have been running that part for the last couple of weeks. It's been working great, but I wanted to come back and recapture some of the missed content to really show you guys how easy it is to install the part and to show you how easy it is to adjust it to fix the issue that I had with the new offset of my rims. So as you can see, the mount is off. We've got it sitting here, and what we're gonna go ahead and do is reinstall it, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how to adjust it and show you how that adjustment fixed the issue I had. So guys, you can see how easy that was to install. It was basically 8 bolts, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. I did have to fiddle around with a spacer that went in here and went in behind here. That spacer is not for the mount, is actually just for the hinge. If you don't have the rugged ridge hinge, then you're not gonna have that spacer. But now that this is bolted up and ready to go, the next part is to adjust it. This mount has a wide range of adjustability. The first part it has 3 different stud locations. It has the top one, which is what it's currently mounted on. That is for a 37 or a 38. It then has another one right here, which is for usually a 35, and then it has the 33. Because it's already in the 37, we don't have to go about removing them and adjust them, because that is gonna be the one that works for me. But the one part we have to do is, because this is used and it's already been set up, you can see the previous person set this up into the full extended mode, which for me, if I were to put the tire on, that would actually be further than the problem I already had with the stock one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this section back, and we're gonna do that by loosening some bolts and then sliding it back. So we're gonna loosen this one here, this one here, this one here, and the other 2 on this side. That's gonna give us room to move it back, but to go even further, what we're actually going to do is we're going to remove the back bolt here and loosen this one. And then there's this bracket here that you can actually, once you slide this back, you can spin that the other way and it's gonna go into this other hole. That basically, what that's gonna mean is your stop point here, as you can see right here, your stop point is here, but it's gonna move this to here, so then your stop point's gonna be here. So what that's gonna give us the ability is to move this back even further. So that's what we're gonna do, because I know I want this wheel to be as tight to the door and as well supported as possible. Let's just go ahead and film all that, and we'll show you guys how to adjust this and set this up. It is a bit difficult because once you've got it close to where you want, you gotta lift that tire up to make sure it fits. Okay, so what you saw me do there was I adjusted the mount in a location that I thought would work for my tire. What you can do, and what the instructions of TeraFlex says, is to measure your back spacing and then figure out where to put the bracket. Well, what I did was I just set 2 of the bolts slightly tight, but still enough that if I push on the mount, it would move around. And now I've test fit the tire, so we just need to see if it is tight to the bump stop and if we need to adjust it more. It looks like it's a nice fit. It feels a little loose, and that might just be the tightness, but we really want this supporting as tight as possible. So what I'm gonna try and do is push this a little bit more, and then we're gonna remove the tire, tighten up those bolts, and then we're at the point of finishing this up.
So guys, we finished the install of the TeraFlex Alpha HD adjustable spare tire mount. I have to say one more thing I did not mention about this. It's not just the adjustability, but it also relocates your third brake light. The previous stock one was up here, which blocked a little bit of the view above the spare tire for the rear view mirror. Now that it's relocated to here, you have more visibility over the top of the tire, which is a very nice feature to have. I also have to say, it just looks cool relocating it there. Just gives it a unique look. With this spare tire mount, we gained so much adjustability that we were able to fix the issue with the gap behind the spare tire. Now the spare tire is right up against the bump stop. In fact, it's actually compressing the bump stop, which is great because what happened was when I was able to do that, I actually am able to have this side resting up against a Rugged Ridge Spartacus HD hinge. So that gives me support from both sides. And that's a great feeling because you know with these heavier tires and wheels that you want to have as much support so that you avoid possible damage. I did also confirm in this video that you can, in fact, and I know people have mentioned this all over the forums, that you can run the Rugged Ridge Spartacus HD hinge with the TeraFlex Alpha HD adjustable mount. They work perfectly together. There's no issues. They made up perfectly. There's no interference. There's no trayman. Just bolt up together and work great. I'm overall very happy about this. Now it gives me that comfort to know that the tire is well supported and it's not going to wear the door out sooner than it needs to. At this point, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below and I'll do the best to answer. I do have exciting things coming in the future. I actually have a new vehicle that I'm going to be working on and doing some content on that. So make sure to stay tuned. But for now, we'll see you guys on the next video.